What's going on, everybody? This is Ed Phillips with DMG Gaming Podcast. My boy Grant Rowland, my partner in crime, he's currently out at this moment. He won't be live with us today. But what we're going to do is go over a little gaming news, maybe play some Diablo later, and basically just get after a few points that we want to make on some recent news that actually happened. First, you can check out our podcast on any podcast platforms, including Spotify. You can check out our YouTube and many others. First, we want to go over some gaming news. The first news of the day is Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. All right, so it looks like they're going to create a different perspective on the campaign. Actually, when you finish the campaign, there's going to be a little bit more in-depth multiplayer involved. And from what the boss of this game said was pretty much that this was going to be a Helldivers 2 killer. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Also, we have other news. Let's check it out. They recently released the best modern JRPGs. So let's see if they actually got that right. So let's pull this up. Okay, let's review these. Scarlet Nexus, Aster Libra. That's actually a really good Metrovania game. Yeah, very good. Monster Hunter Stories, pretty good. One Piece Odyssey, haven't played it. Eiyuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes. I'm actually playing that now. It's a pixelated RPG, kind of like your Suikodens. They're pretty good. Ni no Kuni 2, pretty good. Sakuna, haven't played it. Honkai Star Rail, isn't that I think that's that mobile game. I know it's on consoles too. Let's see, Disguise 7. The old Disguise were pretty good. I haven't played Disguise since I think the third one. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is actually really good. And haven't played that. Lambeth of Galleria, the Moon Society, haven't played that. Bravely Default 2, played the first one, was pretty good. Haven't played the second one. Oh, and now this is the gold star right here. Star Ocean: The Second Story R. That is actually probably one of my favorite remakes of anything. Star Ocean, I mean, the original game was really good. But we'll see. But I did play this remake, and it's really, really, really good. All right. So let's dive into some. All right. So on our last podcast, we actually talked about some things, mainly this guy that created the game, the Tales of Kenzara, Tao or Zao, whatever. It's basically a Metroidvania game. You play this African American kid. And it basically, he has powers and stuff like that. And the guy who created it, whatever his name is, Abu Bakr Salim, he's actually the creator of the game, and he actually came on an interview earlier, or he was interviewed earlier, and he basically mentioned something about diversity. And he was mad because I guess he was targeted, harassed against, I guess, on Twitter or something. The stories really, or the articles really didn't go into it. But I'm assuming that he got some Twitter trolls on him that I guess he got mad about. But basically, his gripe was that people were not playing his game because they didn't like diversity. Well, the thing is, gamers don't give a shit about diversity. I mean, let's be real. We've never gave a shit about diversity. Only time we care that, when I guess developers get, they kind of go into hitting diversity hard there is the different definition of diversity. And the other definition of diversity is, let's say, the far left wing version of it, which is everybody except, I guess, white males. I guess white women too, and they're of a certain political background, or if they're, I guess, lesbian or something like that. But anyway, so he was very upset that I guess people weren't buying his game basically because he during the interview he announced a markdown of the price of the game from like $20 to $15 or something like that. And we went into our podcast episode 8. You can check it out on YouTube, other podcast platforms. But basically, what he was doing was explaining that just because it's okay to play our game if you're a different color. Okay, first of all, gamers really don't give a shit about all that. They don't care what color their player, the character they're playing as in the game is. Not at all. When they play a game, they just want to play a game because of gameplay and other things. But some people just kind of are. He's probably trying to sell his, I guess, game. By appealing to, I guess, that left wing writers and stuff, or left wing publications when it comes to gaming. I guess that's why he went on one. But we're not really. We don't. At the end of the day, gamers don't give a shit. We play Samus Aran and Super Metroid. We play Prince of Persia, and we play other types of games that as long as it has good gameplay, that's the reason why we play the game. And I'm sorry if his game didn't sell well. You can't make a mid Metroidvania game nowadays because you put it into a a library full of really good Metroidvania games like Ender Lilies. You got Ori and the Will of Wisp, and you got other things. So I'm not sure. What I guess he's just trying to get that pity, pretty much that people to pity him and get them to buy his game. Grant's messaging me. He's asking if I'm live yet. I said I am live. I am live on Rumble, buddy. Okay. But anyway, so we get into a lot of, like, in our podcast, we actually get into a lot of things like different game, the game news is cycling through, but we also get into other things like deep dive in some video games. I think episode 8, we actually went in deep dive into Chrono Trigger. But anyway, so let's see what else we have. PV, we got Warhammer, best RPGs. Let's see if we got any other gaming news. Let's stop the screen share. Actually, let's go into X. Okay, let's do this. Okay, Diablo. We actually might play some Diablo 2 today, but let's try to test this out. So let's go into IGN. See what other news we have going on. Remastering Combat Evolved to reach PlayStation 5. Actually, that's pretty awesome. All right, let me open up Diablo. But yeah, so get Diablo launched here. All right. Smite 2. I played Smite 1 for a little bit, but it was just not appealing to me. Okay. We got Diablo up. Let's play some Diablo. Let me get that screen share for you. All right. All right. We're going to. All right. So I made a different build this time around. Was actually. It's kind of like a Dust Devil Whirlwind Bleed build. Now, I've been farming. I still need a couple more Uber pieces of equipment, Uber uniques to finish the build. I'm going to test it out. But so I'm going to try to do some Duriel runs, some Tormented Duriel runs, and some other things. Let's see if we can get that. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's start game. See if Grant responded. Okay. Yeah, we're going to farm some Duriel runs. Okay. Make sure screen is sharing. Okay. Let's kick this off. All right, so first we're going to do some Duriel runs, mainly like a tormented version. Uh, it doesn't do so. Dust Devil build, the bleed build doesn't do like a lot of direct damage. It's basically when you kill ads and that what is it? The Holy Bolts elixir you use kind of pops off and hits those indirect bleeds on the boss. But we'll try to see how we do on this, and then we're going to probably try some pits, collect some more. Hopefully, we get some Uber uniques. That'd be nice. All right. Let's enter here. All right. Now we had to farm. I had to farm a lot of mats for this, even to get. I did a few runs this morning. The hardest thing to farm is Stygian stones. Those things take forever to get. I'm even running like the spam running tier 100 pits. It takes forever. Okay. Let's start this fight up. All right, take care of that. I actually shouldn't use that until the boss spawn. The ideal for Duriel is you want to dodge these little balls every time he does it. We'll go berserk for this. And you actually want to dodge that big circle too, because you get a mark on you. And another mark. All right, let's wait for him to summon the ads. And this is what we want. We want to, it'd be nice probably put the Holy Bolts on. Dodge that big circle, otherwise you'll get a mark. See, it's not big damage, but it does a lot. It does do a lot of bleeds. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Right here is going to pop out and shoot some more of those balls at you. You just want to dodge those. Yeah, there's a bleed. All right, this is what we want. Yeah, there we go. You see that big bleed damage because the Holy Bolt's indirect bleed? Yeah, that's what you want. All right, got some loots. Some good old loot. All right. Let me check my Twitter feed. Okay. All right, let's check this loot over. Well, we're looking for Uber uniques to at least. I need the Ring of Starless Skies, I think it's called, and Tyrael's Might to finish this bleed build. Really nothing good. So we'll go ahead and exit dungeon and rerun it. All right, so we're going to keep trying to farm him a couple more times with this bleed build. As you saw, when ads spawn and those Holy Bolts hit, Uh, it does crazy bleed damage. He just pretty much dies immediately. But it's all dependent on having ads, which in this fight, this is why we're doing Duriel, because he spawns a lot of those worms. Uh, every 25% you get him in, or actually when you get him below 25%. But yeah, so we're gonna keep running them. So let's reset the dungeon, and go back in. Once we're done with the stream, I'll actually do up a build guide for you. Similar, it's kind of like a mix of, I don't know if you guys follow Max Roll. So it's a mix of Max Roll and Rob. He's a guy who does, I mean, anyone that plays Diablo knows Rob, but he did a bleed build, but ours is a little bit different. Just due to the fact we don't have like the upscale gear that he does have. So we kind of had to change it around to fit like a more, I guess you could say, cheap version, you know? There's also a Melted Heart of Selig version of it too that I'll post if you do have that Uber unique. But I'm like I said, I'm missing both Tyrell's Might and the Star of the Skies ring, both Uber uniques, and I'm still doing pretty well with this build. But again, like if you're trying to climb pits, like a higher level pit with this build, it's going to be hard because of it's going to be a luck of the draw. Like if the boss at the end of the pit, like level 100 and above, has ads or not, because you're kind of dependent on that, man. So if we don't have ads, it's kind of like almost worthless. That's kind of why we want Tyrell's Might. Yeah, I didn't mean to use that berserking. Oh well. All right, let's get this guy down. Okay, wait for him to pop up. Again, these balls that come out right here, those are what you want to dodge, unless, other words, you'll get a mark. We don't have our shouts up, so we're not going to do a lot of damage right now. See that big circle? You got to watch that. All right. We're going to wait for him to wiggle. When he wiggles, you just know he's going to shoot something out. Watch that circle. When he brings his arm up like that, he'll also pop down a circle. All right, we got to dodge these. Saw how he wiggled like that? And those are the things you got to dodge. That big circle too. So we only got one mark on us right now. All right, now he's going to start spawning ads. We need to make sure we're berserking when he does this. See that? See that bleed damage? That's what I'm talking about. He's going to die. He can go down in the ground all he wants to, but he's going to die. So yeah, as you saw, it's very dependent on that holy bolts indirectly hitting him to get that high bleed damage on him. And you have to make sure you berserk when it does happen, so that damage modifier happens. And you also have to bleed because so basically how this works is you got berserking. So we have this is basically 6% of base damage dealt, and that for some reason that modifies holy bolts some way, like when you're berserking. So while you're berserking and you inflict any damage, let's say something dies, and you're in berserk mode, that those holy bolts will just modify the bleed damage to an insane amount. But as you see, we don't have I got like some greater affixes, but like they're not anything special. Like I have one here on the equipment. I do have this. This is an Uber unique. This is just a regular unique. You can get this just from playing in World Tier 3 or 4. I do not have my Melted Heart of Selig on because I'm trying to try out different things with this build. So let's I do have the Grandfather. That's what modifies the crit damage. Because in my skills, I am actually in Gushing Wounds. Because so bleeds kind of modified based off my total crit damage bonus. And as you see, currently I'm trying to get more vulnerability because I'm really lacking on vulnerability right now. But as you see, my crit strike damage is 5.3k, but my vulnerable damage is only 163%. So I got to get that up. You're trying to get, I say, kind of like if you have 5,000 crit damage bonus, then you will kind of want around 500, 400 to 500 vulnerability damage. Even if you can bring that down, like if you can sacrifice some crit damage bonus to like 4.5k and then get like around 400 vulnerability is fine. But I am lacking on the vulnerability damage. Okay. I don't know if we got anything from that, but let's just leave before our elixir wears out. All right, let me shoot Grant a message, my partner in crime. All right. All right, let's reset the dungeon and go at it again. Maybe we get something good. I don't think we got anything good from those last two. Nope, doesn't even look like it. Looks like a bunch of trash. All right, let me check my stream, make sure we're good on that. All right. All right, let's head back in. Let's get this going. After this, I'll go through some pits so you guys can see that too. But it's this build is really, I mean, it's a speed farming build mainly. You can do, I mean, bash is still a bash bleed mix build or just a pure bash build. You can kill bosses a lot faster unless they have ads. If they have ads, this build is probably going to kill it faster, just due to the bleeding mechanics. But so I would only recommend this. Again, I'll do the budget version and I'll create a guide on it and I'll post it in the description of this video. But you don't want to, if you're already in a bash build that you're comfortable with, stick with it until you can get high crit damage. Because this also involves having to go, make a rogue and get the tempering piece, like all the other builds that you can see that are around. So you'll have to have crit damage tempering that you get from your rogue. And then, you have to get on your rogue, grab your weapon from your stash, put the crit the tempering on that weapon, put it back on your stash, and then, get your barbarian to do the rest of the temperings. So if you already have a standard solid bash build, don't worry about switching to this until you get better gear and, some more uber uniques probably. But we will do a budget version of it. All right. All right, so let's get this guy again. All right. Oh, Duriel. I'm gonna have to pop this. Boom, 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 boom. All right, he's dead. All right, dodge the balls. They're dodge. And start waxing them. I want to dodge those big circles. All right, we got to get away from him. There we go. We'll dodge that big circle. I see we're not doing a lot of... All right, now we have to dodge these. We are not berserk right now, so we do not... we're killing them. We don't want to do that. There we go. Now you saw that? And that's what that bleed modifier does to it. It's crazy. Okay, let's see what we can get. Hopefully get some good stuff. Need some good stuff, man. I'd love to try this build out with a bunch of Ubers on. Let's see what we've got. Not looking good. Let's sort this. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope. Nope. All garbage. Yep. It is all garbage. All right, let's leave. We got enough maybe to do one more run before we have to reset our flask and maybe go to town and sell some things. All right, let's reset and try one more time. All right. So yeah, let's we'll do this one more time, then we will probably go do level 80 pit. I do have more materials, but I just don't want the entire stream to be about this boss. You know, it gets kind of boring watching that. All right. Tormented Duriel. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to get away from that. All right. He's dead. Big boss. Here we go. Yep, dodge that. Now let's get all our shouts on one spot. I watched the berserking and now pop Berserker's Rage. All right, we got to get away from him. We don't want to get hit by those. Get our shield up. Watch that. We want him to transition. There we go. And now here comes ads. Did you see that? That was just insane. It's pretty much a one shot when at least got to that phase. Yeah, those ads just so many ads that he just dies like quickly as hell. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, I only grabbed the legendaries with the affixes on them. Oh, we need to make some room. So let's do that. Let's we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Don't need most of this garbage. Okay. Grab that. Let's see if make sure there's no uniques hiding in there on my map. Nope, we're good. All right, so let's go back to town and sell some things. All right. We're going to take about a 1 minute break, and I'll be right back, and we'll run some pits. Clean out our inventory, run some pits. All right. We are going to sell stuff. Turn my mic up a little bit. All right, we're going to sell some stuff and then go on to the pits. The pits. Probably do for this build. So my regular bash build, I can farm level 100, 110 pretty easily. For this build, we're going to start lower just because we don't have what we need to make this build legit yet. But I think we can farm maybe level 80, possibly. We're going to try out, at least try it out, you know. All right. So I don't need any of this garbage. I could just sell it, get some money, but I'm all right with money. All right, there's a sword. If you're farming Duriel, Tormented Duriel, there's a sword called Doombringer that also drops from. It looks very similar to the Azure Wrath, so always make sure you're checking. Like this case, this is not Doombringer, of course, but it does drop from him. So always check those blue swords because they look very similar. Doombringers are uber unique, so if it's not good with any of your builds, then just do maybe just either dismantle it, get a resplendent spark, because if you get 4 of those, you can actually basically get your own choice of uber unique. And if that's not the case, then just put in your stash. All right. So anyway, so let's do some pits. I think it's time to do some pits, man. Let's see if these greater affixes are any good. No, they are not. Decent, but the other fixes suck. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so let's check our stash for any of this stuff. All right, yep. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, let's sell this or just dismantle it. All right. All right, let's do some pits. So let's start. We need to go to Saragar and do that. Saragar is over here. Yeah. So let's start at 70, I think. I'm just not sure how strong this build is going to be against the end bosses of the pit. Just because we could be very unlucky and get a boss that has no ads. Then we're kind of screwed. So let's just try 70 and we can move up from there. All right. We are set. I don't think I'll need any potions besides holy bolts for this, but we'll see. All right. So 112 is the highest. I mean, I probably get higher than that with my regular bash, but farming wise on my regular bash barbarian is around tier 100. This guy with this build, I'm going to have to take it down some tiers until we get what we need. Let's see how bad this is going to be. This should hopefully be easy. On a regular bash build, just a standard bash build, this would actually be really easy to do. Honestly, like a bash build without any greater affixes, I mean, as long as you have good tempering and good Paragon board and skills, I mean, you could probably clear this pretty easily. But bleed build, you just got to have those ads. Well, let's put that holy bolt on and go to work. All right. So you see how it just clears packs out really well. Probably better than most any builds. Tell you the truth. I mean, it just annihilates everything. It's just my concern is the bossing. It's probably not going to be that strong on bossing unless we get ads. See how fast our shouts come back. So our shouts like because we have the Rage of Haragoth unique. So this unique, basically, lucky chance, every time you inflict bleeding, you have a 30% chance to reduce your cooldown of your skills by 1 second. That's pretty insane. And we use Iron Skin. As soon as I see I'm missing health, I pop it, honestly. Because also I have an aspect that pretty much gives me 35% damage reduction for 5 seconds after using Iron Skin. Again, I will do the build stuff later. We're just kind of just testing this stuff out. I mean, there you go. It just clears. It's insane. Just insane. We just got to make sure we are berserking. That is the key. So hopefully our shouts get back up fast. And bam. See all those tornadoes? I mean, it's just insane. I'm going to hit Wrath of Berserker and just wipe things. All right. Yep. Easy day. Let's get some more groups. There we go. Kill those shield guys first. And we're already at the boss. Now let's make sure our cooldowns are up before we engage the boss. Hopefully we get one with the ads. Otherwise, this might be a long fight. Nah, he's bleeding too much. He's not that hard. Might have to go up to level 80. Yeah, he's dead. I'm just going to go off to the side and let him bleed out. So that was easy. Let's take it up to 75 and see how well he does. Also, to tell the truth, like, I just made this mace just for this Dust Devil build, bleed build. I still need to level a lot of things up. I mean, I'm Rage of Haragoth's only 4. Nah, I don't want thorns. So, like, when you do masterworking every 4 levels, you get a 25% increase of one of your affix. Like, it's very random. So it's a random affix gets a 25% increase. The thorns you don't want, because this is not a thorns build. Honestly, in the thorns build, you're not using Rage of Haragoth anyway. So we're probably going to remaster work this, like drop it back down to 0 and try to get it in probably, I would say probably damage reduction to bleeding enemies. That's probably our best bet. Or, physical damage is good too, but we want the damage reduction, honestly, especially when we start climbing higher pits with this build. But at the end of the day, we are going to be replacing this once we get the Tyrael's Might Uber unique chest piece. And we'll go from there. Okay. Yeah, like, I still need to level a lot of this stuff up because I switched over to this build. A lot of my old stuff on Bash just didn't have enough temperings left on the item. So a lot of this can be a lot better than what I got it is. But it's good that it's not that good because I can show you kind of how strong the build is on these little bit higher level pits. Now, 70 isn't that high compared to a lot of people, but for a newly done build like this, it is it's pretty good. And the way how fast we cleared that is pretty impressive. But just imagine if we had like Tyrael's Might and the Starless Skies ring, this build would be so much better. But anyway, so let's try a higher level pit. Oh, what did I get? Ring of, garbage. It does have a greater affix on. I wonder if anyone can use that. Rend, ugh. Only time you're using Rend, even in a Bash build, is mainly for the attack speed. Sometimes it can hit hard in like a Flay bleed build. But in this case, it's not for us. But we might save it just because it has a GA on it. Might save it for maybe a good, who knows, maybe something like a build actually will end up using that. My stash is almost full anyway. So let's get that. Okay. I really need to clean my stash out. I got a bunch of garbage in there. Is this any good? No. No. So we can get rid of the rest of the stuff. We can just sell it. Okay, let's go up to 75. Let's see how well we can do. All right, 75. After this, we might go back and kill a couple more Durials. Let's see how many mats. I have enough for 8 more runs. All right, let that load. Let me text old Grant rolling. But yeah, guys, make sure you check out our podcast. We do about 2 podcasts a week. And again, we talk about random gaming news. We'll usually deep dive a game and so on and so forth. So let's clear these guys so I can finish my text. Okay. All right. Let's finish this. All right. Take care of that suppressor or the suppressor. And get that. We don't want that. All right, not bad. Not bad so far. We want to make sure we use those shouts on good packs of enemies. So the debuffs get on them, damage reduction debuff, and all the other things. Just an area clear, man. This is really a fun build. Bash builds can get really boring. I mean, actually, they get really boring really fast. This is fun because you got a bunch of tornadoes. It's fun to look at. Fun watching things just disappear off the screen. It's a really fun build. And that's the thing about like Diablo builds. It sucks when like the meta build is really boring. But for me, like I like playing builds that are just fun to play. I'm not like I want to say like I'm getting like a high pit tier climber or anything like some of the other guys are. When it comes to Diablo, I'm more casual, and that's kind of what this game is really about anyway. Casual gamer, at least, is very friendly to the casual gamer, which is good. Some of us have work and a bunch of other stuff to do, and it's good to have a game where you can just come home after a long day of work and you don't have to worry about being behind. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. I was about to go through that portal for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. Get that berserk on. So if my shouts are down, I'm hitting Rage of the Berserker. So if you see it here, what is it called? Wrath of the Berserker. If my shouts are down on between the pulls, then I'll do Wrath of the Berserker. And then next pull, I'll do shouts. If my shouts up, I'll do the shouts. But if not, I'll just do Wrath of the Berserker. And that's kind of what you want as you go from elite group to elite group. All right, let's see how hard this guy is. Not too bad so far. Not too bad. No ads. If we had an ad, he'd be dead in a heartbeat. But oh, there's the ads right there. Oh, and I died. I stood in something. Let's go back. Go back. Yeah, I'm not sure what killed me. Probably, of course, could be anything. So there's ads in this one. So we'll watch out for those. And we'll watch our health. All right, so where are the ads? Are they coming? Guess not. No, man. Got killed by that thing again. I'm not sure what I'm standing in. Let's repeat. Yeah, downside is just the ads, I guess, are spawning at 50%. All right, so he's dead, and I'm dead. Got that bleed on him, but I died, I guess, just getting smoked by something. Doesn't help that my armor is not capped, so I'll need to increase that. And I think my resistance is okay besides fire. Yeah, I still need to get that capped. It's very important to get your resistance capped. Yeah, after changing all this gear, kind of messed up some of my resistances. But that'll change once I actually level some of these things up. Let's see. Like my boots, I can get my resistance up on that. Armor, total armor, I can get it up on that. And I'll probably replace Bash because I have another pair of pants with Bash, my other build from a Bash build. I'll probably replace Bash with maybe armor for now until I can get something better. Or at least, I get that ammo up. But anyway, let's go back. Usually I play with the Melted Heart of Segleg, but that's because Bash you're just sitting there bashing, generating resource. So it's kind of like a cheat, honestly. Let's see what is killing me. I want to find out what's killing me. Okay. Lilith. Oh, I don't like Lilith. Gotta watch out for Lilith. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Yeah, a little rough spot in there, but once we fix our resistances, we will be golden. So yeah, that's 4 of 12. I mean, like I said, I'm really at the beginning of this build. Yeah, so replace Bash, get some armor, and that's what we really need. Damage 72%. Yeah, that's really low. Okay. So we'll have to probably get some Angel's Breath. Use Angel's Breath like crazy because you're using it on like potions, like the anti-venom one. That costs like 20 something Angel's Breath. And then you're using it on other potions or elixirs, incenses. So you run out of Angel's Breath pretty fast. So you got to watch that. And you need Angel's Breath to replace an affix. So I look here, I'll have 5. That's because I use a lot to get the pieces for this build put together. Because all this stuff is basically stuff I actually just got. Because I didn't want to use my items that are on my Bash version of this barbarian. So all that stuff is in the stash. All right, let's check our stash. Yeah, nothing good. Okay. All right, so 75. That was okay. Maybe we can push it up to 80. Let's see what's in the shop. Why does that have the icon? We got some sales going on. Oh, man. Get me some stuff. What does that look like? No thanks. What is that? Barbarian? Yeah. Nope. That's okay looking. Oh, a free mount. Oh, that's right. Anniversary. Duh. So we'll go ahead and claim that. Complete purchase. Yeah, make sure if you guys haven't logged into Diablo, log in and get your free mount. Apply all. Sure. Turn the game. Okay, critical. You're going to have to wait, buddy. All right. All right, let's try 80. Let's push it up to 80. All right. Pit tier 80 with this build. I'm also missing quite a bit, but we'll go ahead and try it anyway. So again, this is like a beginning. I have very okay gear. It's not that good. I mean, I'm smoking them. I don't even have my Holy Bolts elixir on. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like with okay gear, this is pretty. That's a surprising thing about it. Really need to get the armor up and the resistance is maxed. But yeah, it's just clearing. Still at low 80. It's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's kill these suppressing enemies. There we go. All right, so we will continue on. Let's get our berserking up. Got that. Got that. Let's keep moving. Shouts up. Iron skin up. All right, those guys are dead. Move. Keep moving. Iron skin up. Yeah, so clearing wise, average gear, tier 80, looking good. Looking good so far. We got a suppressing enemy. Got to kill this guy. There we go. There we go. Heal. Pretty good. Yeah, clear rate is very good on this so far. Oh, let's go back here. Yep. But just imagine, like, with optimal gear, this would be so good. I don't even know why I went this way. There's 3 guys. Let's go back. Yeah. All right. And I mean, 2 minutes in, just about already at the boss. Okay. Cooldowns are up. Now let's see how level 80 boss is. Not too bad. Still probably going to have to dodge mechanics because our damn defenses are so low. Be nice to get some. Man, this guy's destroying me. No ads? I guess not. Too bad. All right. Ooh, don't want that. So you see the health on. Oh, lordy. Yeah, I got smoked there. I think after this, we will get our armor up. Need to farm some Angel's Breath and a few other things. But yeah, defenses aren't that good since I switched over all this gear. Need to work on that to optimize a little bit better. Armor is way too low. You want to get around 9,200, 9,300 armor, I think, to be at capped. Yeah, see, we have no ads, so this guy's going to take forever to die. Forever. And here comes Lilith. Dodge all her shit. Nope. Yeah, so tier 80, I would say at my current level, at least my current gear is I would not go above that right now until I get my armor capped, my resistance capped, and max out some of these pieces that are still low in master working since ever since I switched over from Bash to this. Like this, all this is new gear that needs to be worked on. But overall, it's still pretty good. You know how low it is. All right, let's try it one more time. If we don't get it, then we'll just get out of here. Yeah, just not a lot of big numbers right now because we're not doing anything without holy bolts. That is the downside, and that our gear kind of sucks. But yep. Yeah, yeah. Let's just get out of that. So tier 80 max for this build, at least where it currently is. We'll get out of that and go over some other things. Okay. All right. So anyway, that's the Dust Devil build. Again, this is like very low gear and still reaching tier 80, which is pretty good. You know, a lot of this gear, I mean, I don't have what I want. I don't have 2 uber uniques I want, and all my gear is like pretty much not the best rolls. Some are okay. Like this needs to change. And yeah, need to get some more vulnerability damage too. But overall, like still very fun build. Even at a budgeted version, you can still clear up to tier 80, up to tier 80 pit. So that's still pretty damn good, I'd say. All right, so let's close this and wrap this stream up. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on Twitter also and other forms of social media. If you guys can go over to our YouTube channel, check out our podcasts. Check out podcasts on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and other forms of podcasting apps. Besides that, this has been a DMG Gaming Podcast. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you later.